Hey, this is Adam Hambrick, and you're streaming the Gainin Fast on Memphis podcast with Jillian and Aaron Schreiber.
Welcome to the Gainin Fast on Memphis podcast with Aaron Schreiber, brought to you by Arlo Revolution. Each week, Aaron connects melodies and memories with fans and artists from all genres of life. When all else in life is gone, only music will be left to leave the legacy of life's adventures. Please welcome your host for the Gainin Fast on Memphis podcast, Aaron Schreiber.
So weird. What's up, y'all? How you guys doing tonight? We're gonna give it a few seconds for everything to catch up, and then we're gonna get ready to roll. I'm excited. This one's been a long time coming tonight, so I've been excited for this one for a while.
Yeah. So everything sounds good on my end.
Does it sound good on your end?
Yeah.
All right.
Videos were a little wonky, but we're good to go.
Dude, it was like Facebook.
It like played like 5 times.
Like Facebook was like playing it before us.
Yeah.
It was like Back to the Future, but forward to the future.
I don't know. It was ready to rock and roll.
All right, y'all. You ready?
All right, let's get going.
Hello and welcome everyone to Season 5 of Gainin Fast on Memphis podcast, a place where we connect melodies to memories. I'm your host, Aaron Schreiber.
And I am your co-host, Jillian Schreiber.
Our mission tonight is to provide a platform for motivated singer-songwriters, passionate fans, or someone who's making a difference in and around the music community. We hope everyone leaves inspired with a positive outlook on life and begins connecting their own melodies to memories. Tonight we are presented by our good friends at Arlo Revolution, cinematic wedding films, music videos, and promos. Find them at arlorevolution.com. One Tree Planted. For every 1,000 downloads of the show, we plant a tree with One Tree Planted. Download the show on your favorite podcast app today. And Poddex. Poddex are the hottest tool to get your next great interview. Unique interview questions in the palm of your hand. We're going to see some Poddex stuff here in a little bit. And then last but not least, our on-screen sponsors tonight. We'll get them put up on the screen here. And that's Art on a Higher Wire by Joel, original and custom artwork inspired by your life moments, treasured photos, and memories. And Shed Services. At Shed Services, we offer a full range of maintenance services depending on your needs. Find them at shedservices.com. If you enjoy listening and are looking for ways to support or sponsor Gainin Fast on Memphis, then please head over to our Patreon page. Tiers, they start at just $1, and when you sign up for a full year, you get 2 months free. If Patreon is something you can't do, the next best way to support the show is to like, share, review, and subscribe anywhere you can find the show. So if you the show, did you hear that? The show. Making fun of myself tonight. Oh man, it gets redundant reading the same stuff.
Yeah.
You know, you never know where the new listeners are coming from. But if you are listening to this back on a streaming platform, make sure you guys join us live on Monday nights. We love doing these shows live. You get to see the quirks about the show and before the editing process. So it's always fun. But join us live, interact with us, the guests, ask questions, interact with the chat. It's a lot of fun stuff. When you join the show live. So it's really good, cool stuff. But visit our website too, gainingfastonmemphis.com, for concert reviews, playlist links, everything you need to catch up on. We do thank all of our sponsors for continued support and growth of the show. So like I said, tonight has been a long time coming. I know we tried to show about a month ago. Bad connection. I don't know what happened that night. It was a weird night. I think we were having a storm here. It was like a stormy night here too. It's just a weird night. So
but
it was a full,
take 2.
It was a full moon.
It was a full moon. I forgot about that.
Night. It was. I remember that.
But take 2, we're super excited.
Second, we welcome in singer-songwriter Alana McCready. A native of Minnesota, she discovered skates and ice at a young age, but her passion for country music eventually took her to Nashville to chase her dreams. I'm honored to discuss the melodies and memories that make up her journey. We're going to go ahead and welcome Alana on. Hey, how you doing?
Hello.
Hi.
It got quiet for a second. Oh, no.
We lost her. No, we're
Dude,
good.
we finally.
Oh no, am I frozen?
No, you're good. Are you here?
Are we frozen?
Yeah.
You're good on our end.
Yeah, we hear you and see you.
Oh, okay. I'm only frozen for myself, so that's great.
So I'm glad we're finally getting this show in. I know it's been, like I said, it's been a long time coming. The last time we had some major tech issues. It was super weird that night. But hi, welcome to the show. We're super excited to have you. I like to start the show off with kind of the same way every week, and kind of throw it way back when you had your first kind of music memory, maybe what your parents were listening to at a young age, or even your first concert you went to. Kind of like to get your little musical background.
Yeah. So I was introduced to all genres at a young age. My mom's from Oklahoma, so I got country from her. And then, my dad is a big rock guy. Yeah. So and they just love music in general. And I mean, growing up, my brother and I, like road trips and stuff, my family, we still play this game today, actually, where a song will come on and we'll like quiz each other or like try and see who can guess the artist or the song title first, and like just all the genres. So I think those are just such happy memories for me. And then, country music is just, my mom had me listening to, the great women in country, like for forever. And I basically taught myself how to sing listening to them. So
Very cool.
I love that. So what was your first concert you ever went to? Maybe your parents took you to, or maybe you went to on your own. You remember what it was?
So yes, it was Backstreet Boys, and I'm not ashamed.
All
No,
Hey, dude,
never.
I saw them a bunch of times. I probably saw them 3 or 4
Aaron
times.
is
We
a
got
boy
together.
band guy too.
Oh, they rock, man.
We grew up in the 90s. It's all good.
Yeah, one of the coolest things with the Backstreet Boys, I gotta say, they probably still have the most epic encore I've ever seen. So it was
I never saw him in concert.
Well, yeah, we
never
saw him
got
at Wrigley. It was Florida.
I did?
Yes, it was Florida Georgia Line.
She's like,
Dude,
I
it
was
was
there.
like 5 years ago. It was Florida Georgia Line, Backstreet Boys.
You do
and
know I
Nelly.
have 2 kids, right?
Yeah,
My mind is.
you remember it at Wrigley Field.
Yeah, I remember now.
Florida Georgia Line,
I
Backstreet
remember
Boys and
now.
Nelly.
Yeah,
And the
yeah.
encore, Nelly came in here and started doing like Hot in Here, and then Backstreet Boys did Backstreet's Bad, and Florida Georgia Line did Cruise.
Oh.
All 3 songs.
It was an
back to
epic
back
show.
to back.
I remember that now.
Epic.
It was clearly so
Just
epic. I
epic.
remembered it.
He's got to get gears moving. And
Aaron's used to having to jog my memory.
It's
I
fine.
love
No,
that.
Backstreet Boys is awesome for sure.
I love that. So did you start really playing or writing music in high school at all, or did that kind of come once you hit college? Or?
I did. I was singing all the way. I mean, since I could talk, I was singing. And so I was doing hockey and singing all the way until college. I was the only person in middle school and high school that played a sport and was also in choir.
Oh wow!
So
Yeah, usually they'll
It
go
was-
hand in hand, do they?
never.
Yeah.
I was the only one, and it was the first time that they had ever had to like be conscious of each other's schedules.
Mm.
So, like the choir department never cared when the hockey team was playing, and vice versa when there was concerts. And there were times where I would have to go in the morning and sing all of my soprano parts for my choir director because I was going to miss the concert that night for a game. And so I would just be in his office just singing my soprano parts by myself for the whole concert. And I'm like, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yep.
And then I always just tried to marry the two. I sang in high school. I sang the national anthem in my equipment on the ice before I went and played.
Cool.
Which was very weird. Every time the away team would be like, "Why is the goalie
Yeah. What is she
in the
doing?
penalty box with the microphone? What is going on?" So I would sing the national anthem, then I would go play, and then once I got to college, it was very, very, very serious. So my coach he's one of the best hockey players of all time, and he was on Miracle on Ice. He's Mark Johnson, and he was like, maybe let's just save that little distraction. So I think it was really college when I started to have to put music on the back burner, because when you when you play a sport in college, especially Division I, with the NCAA, you're not allowed to promote yourself in any other avenue other than what you're doing for the
Didn't they
NCAA.
just change that recently? Now, can't college players like endorse themselves and collect now? That's all. That was huge. I remember that happened.
I would have loved that
Yeah.
because I had to wait until after college.
I think Barstool was
to
like a
do-
big pusher for that too. After all that, what live?
For
Love
sure.
that.
For sure. And it's I don't regret it at all. My college experience is the best 4.5 years of my life. I have I have about as much success in college sports that you could possibly have.
Yeah, right?
So
Absolutely.
let's rewind just a little bit. Kind of, you grew up kind of a little bit on the ice because you did ice skating a lot and figure skating.
I figure skated.
a lot.
Yeah.
So you're on the other side, of the ice.
My sister-in-law played hockey. Her and her twin played hockey.
You guys
after high
you
school.
got ran over by the Zamboni.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, we wouldn't. I don't know if we would have been friends because hockey players did not
Like figure skaters. Yes.
Would put toe pick divots
In the ice. Yes.
and the puck would bounce off of them.
Yes, very much.
That's awesome. So, when did you discover your love for hockey? I know I remember reading somewhere, whatever, like the first time you ever played, you knew that was for you and you were good at that and that you wanted to do that. Tell me a little bit about that first time just getting out on the ice and kind of getting your feet wet with that.
I mean, when you're born in the state of hockey in Minnesota, you pretty much get skates the same time you get shoes. So if you can walk, you can skate.
Yep.
So you're out there with the little push cart,
Your
thing, learning how to skate.
Walker.
Skate walker. And my brother and I, we obviously grew up together playing, and then when I was 9, we did this camp every summer, and everyone had to rotate to play all the positions. And it was my turn to play goalie. And I think we were 9. The shots are they're not anything crazy. And I think I stopped maybe 3 shots, but I stopped them all. And I got off the ice and I was told my parents, I'm like, did you guys see that?
Yeah.
They're like, said, I'm really good at this.
I think I found my calling.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm really good at this, and I'm gonna be a goalie. And my parents said, okay. But I mean, that's just the beauty of my family and the support system. It doesn't matter what my brother and I wanted to do. Our parents were just like, okay, this is what you want to do, and you're going to give 150% to it. Let's find, the best camps we can find, give you all of the tools to take this as far as you want to take it, and as hard as you want to work, because then if you fail, but if it's, if it doesn't work out, it's not because you weren't prepared.
Yeah.
And so
they set you up
it was
success. It set you up to succeed.
Yeah,
so as long as you worked hard, you could dream big.
Exactly.
I love it.
And that's how they are with music too. I told them, I'm like, I want to do music full time. It's always, they know it's always what I wanted to do with my life. And they're like, okay, what's the plan? What's your plan? What can we do to help, you get started? And, and then they just let me take it from there. And they've been that way with my brother and I our whole lives with anything we wanted to do.
Nice. I love that. I just love that about it. So I got to ask though, you see the whole time growing up playing hockey with Minnesota Hockey State, you end up a Badger though. How did this happen?
The state of Minnesota was not happy with me. Especially because my senior year, I won Miss Goalie, which is the Miss Hockey, Mr. Hockey, and Miss Goalie, Mr. Goalie. And my senior year, I won Miss Goalie for the state of Minnesota, and then I committed to Wisconsin. So they weren't super pumped about it. And this even crazier part is I didn't even tour. Minnesota wasn't even on my list.
Yeah, dude. You're just ready. You're trying to get somewhere else. You want to change. You want to change the pace.
Yeah. It wasn't even on my list. My official visits were, oh my gosh, what were they? New Hampshire, Harvard, Duluth. And then Wisconsin was the last one. And I just remember going with my parents and being like, this just feels right. Just the athletic side of it, the school side of it. It's 4 hours away. So my parents were able to be at every home game.
Nice.
And so it just it was just kind of a perfect fit. I know it sounds cheesy if we were like, oh, college,
it felt right.
You'll know when you go there. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
I went there and I was like, this is where I'm supposed to be.
We live right on the Illinois-Wisconsin border, so we weren't too far from Madison. Where Kenosha is?
Oh yes,
We're like 5 minutes from Kenosha.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, so are you guys Packer fans?
No.
No.
Yeah, we got to root for the Bears a little bit, but
Oh no!
yeah, I have some friends that are Packer fans, so
We try not to give them too hard of a
yeah,
time.
we love a good rivalry here, but we are right on the border. But hey, you guys got Rodgers
Alright,
for another
fine.
4 years, so
We can still be friends.
yeah. Yeah, I know. I was gonna try to keep that a little bit of a secret, but
I know.
I know. When I was
family-
researching the show, I saw all the Packer gear, so I knew you're a diehard Packer fan. So, were you a Packer fan before you went to Wisconsin, or before you went?
Yes, because my dad was a huge Brett Favre fan.
Mhm.
Okay.
And so that's kind of where it started. And then I went to Wisconsin, obviously. And so, Green Bay is only like 2 hours from Madison. So we were there all the time.
Nice.
And then it just sort of went from there. But I've been a Packer fan ever since. But the rest of my family are Vikings fans, so it's tough.
I appreciate what the Packers have. I'm a diehard Cubs fan too, so I know how the history is. And we're actually gonna be in Green Bay this weekend, this weekend Saturday. So I was gonna take the boys by Lambeau and just kind of show them
Love it
everything
there.
else. So yeah, we're big Eric Church fans. He's playing Green Bay this weekend. So we're
Nice.
we're
Oh, that's
excited
gonna
for
be
that.
cool.
But so that's really cool. I learned that you went to Wisconsin. I really wanted to hear about that and kind of how all that panned out. Kind of know that's kind of like your rival going from Minnesota to Wisconsin. So I want to see how they handled that.
It's just like this.
Yeah, right.
This way to this way.
So through college, you had journals, and I heard your journals kind of became your first album after you got out of college. Tell me a little bit about those journals and maybe about the first time you started writing them.
Yeah, I think that I was doing it kind of subconsciously in college because I hadn't really gotten into songwriting or anything yet when I was in college, but I definitely went through some stuff in college, like everyone does. And my teammates and my friends, and we all went through relationships and hard stuff and everything. And I remember just like having to get it out. And so it ended up being in journal form. And I didn't even realize until I started doing music full time that these are songs or at least themes and concepts for songs.
Yeah.
And pretty much my whole first album is a culmination of basically college and like probably the 2 years after college as well.
I mean, I love that
And
documenting what you're feeling. I mean, it's badass, dude. So it's real.
And it's crazy. I still do it now. Like the notes section in my phone, you would think have 72 different personalities. Like it's just my notes section is all like either lists of things I need to do or random like statements that I heard someone say that could be a song, or like just like random words that I'll write down. I look back, I'm like, why did I write that down? And I think about it. And I'm like, oh right, that could be a concept. But it's just so weird. It's probably the most disorganized thing in my entire life is my song concept note section.
I love
like I have such OCD when it comes to that. It's just everywhere.
So when you were out in New York, shortly after college, you went out to New York. What finally made you make the jump to Nashville? Did you just knew it was time to finally go, or did you have any plans to go, or you just said, I'm just going to wing it. I'm going to go and do this?
Yeah, basically. My uncle is a recording artist as well, and he was in LA at the time. Well, he was, pretty majority of his life, but I was just starting to do stuff with him, like cover videos and just kind of asking him about what he's doing, going to his shows, just stuff like that. And I was like, you know what, like this is, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. And I just kind of felt like if I don't do it now, I'll never do it. And so I went to Nashville and met up with a publisher friend of his and did some songs with him, recorded for the first time professionally ever. And that was 2013. And then afterwards I sat down with him. I'm like, okay, I need you to be really honest with me. this is what I want to do. This is what I think I should be doing. You've been in the industry a long time. Do you think this is something that I could do as a career and be successful at it? And, you know, what do you think? And I mean, he has no reason. He doesn't gain anything from telling me yes or no or whatever. And he was like, yeah, I think you could definitely do this. And I said, okay. Call my parents and like, okay, quit my job, move. And I've been doing it full time ever since.
That's awesome.
Which is crazy.
That's awesome. I love that.
That's amazing.
Yeah, because when you know, it's just time. I gotta do that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna make.
It was just the right. It was everything was the right time. It was like I was itching. Like I've never really been in that many places that long in general, and so it was just the right time. I was itching to move. Like some other things in my life were changing. And so I was just like, I need to do this because if I don't do it now, I'll never do it. And then it will be the biggest regret I've ever had. And so even if I do it and I fail, at least I did it.
You tried, right?
I love that. Yeah, you got to. I mean, I always go back or I always think about like, there's an old meme or we're going out about Steve Harvey years ago. It's talking about jumping. You just got to jump. And it sounds like you have to make that jump because you never make it. You sit there, you never know what could have been, you know?
Well, and I think too, a lot of it comes from the strength and support I get from my family and my friends with how supportive they are in being like, yeah, go for it. We believe in you. And knowing that I have that like backbone, I think makes it easier to sort of just free fall into stuff. Just knowing that many people want me to succeed and are willing to help me succeed and be there for me when things are bad and whatever. I think it just makes it, having that support system, I mean, there's nothing compares to it.
I love that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I completely agree.
Exactly. Yeah.
Very cool.
Definitely. We show, I don't know if you can see, we've been throughout the night, we've been showing some pictures on the screen. We just got the one that when you played Summerfest. Can you tell me about when you played Summerfest a little bit? Have you only played it the one time or
no, I've played it 3 times.
So I'm sure growing up in the area and going to college and in Wisconsin, you've been to Summerfest before. So tell me a little bit about
absolutely.
Tell me about like what Summerfest means to you. Because people don't know it's like one of the largest music festivals in the world. Happens for now it's like 3 weeks in a row up in Milwaukee. It's just crazy. But yeah, tell me a little Summerfest stories.
So yeah, the first year I played Summerfest, it was crazy. I mean, I was just amazed that I even was going to play it. And what I think was the best part was people coming to see me play Summerfest who used to come watch me play hockey.
Hell yeah.
And to see like, I think that was the most like surreal thing for me was people there with like Badger jerseys on or like, you know, doing like the On Wisconsin and jump around and stuff like that. And, you know, whenever every time I played there, you know, I would announce, you know, it's so good to be back. You know, I'm a Badger, blah, blah, blah. And people just go crazy or have people come up to me after the show and be like, I used to watch you, you know, when you were at Wisconsin and like, it's just so crazy. I saw your name on Summerfest and I was like, wait, isn't that the girl that used to play hockey?
They're like connected.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like that for me is just the coolest part of it because there's even like social media and stuff. Everyone that follows me now and is supportive of my music is carryover from hockey. And the fact that everyone is so supportive no matter like to just stay
you're doing
me.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just so cool. And I think honestly my best Summerfest story would be I think it was the second year I played it. I opened for Dan and Shay before they were Dan and Shay. Yeah, like I think when I opened for them, it's right when 19 You and Me had come out. The single, not even the album. Yeah. And they were not Dan and Shay, you know? And so I'm just like back there, we're backstage just hanging out, and I'm just like, I think maybe it was 5 or 6 months later, the album came out and they just like blew up. And I remember listening to the radio and seeing it and just thinking, wait, why do I know that name? Why do I know those people? Why do I know? Like, why do I know who they are? And then I just was like, whoa, that's crazy. And now it's just insane. Now they're just, I mean, they're their own entity at this
It's
point.
blown up now. It's crazy. Yeah. It's insane to see just what they're playing too. But man, country music needs it, and that's one thing I love about music.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are like, well, dog, oh man, I don't like bro country. I don't like this and that. Dude, country music is such a wide open genre. You can have from Southern rock to pop country, and it's all what feels good to you. And to me, it's like, what is country music? Because it just is literally, to me, it's something you can relate to is country music. There's Nelly can do country music.
Country music is the songwriting.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah, it is. It's where
it's the only, I feel like it's the only genre left that the songwriting is still the formula of verse, chorus, verse,
and I
chorus, bridge, chorus.
I love featuring songwriters on this podcast and talking to songwriters. I feel like lately the tide's turned, because in like the 90s, even early 2000s, I would consider some of these guys karaoke singers, because they would just literally be finding the best songwriters and singing their songs. But now you're hearing more from the singer-songwriter. You're hearing more of them hitting the charts and hitting the tours and getting the record deals and stuff like that, or even being independent, which is huge now these days with social media. So I love that. I love that an artist can have a successful career and stay independent too.
Well, yeah, and especially in like being in Nashville, it's so much more celebrated than anywhere else. Yeah. I mean, anywhere else that I've been, there's not writers' rounds every night of the week that you can play at and play your own music and stuff like that. This is the only place that celebrates that.
Yeah. Once they hear, I mean, it's a sin to sing a cover song at those. I love that.
Unless you wrote it.
Yeah.
Unless you wrote it and it's a number one for someone else, you sing that all day long.
I always like, we were somewhere, and I love Jonathan Singleton, good friends with that guy, and he was singing, I forgot what song he was singing, and someone was like, I thought they said no cover songs. It's like, dude, this ain't a cover song. Like, this guy,
well, he wrote that.
Yeah, this guy's probably wrote half your catalog, man.
Literally, and my friends all the time, I'll take them to rounds and stuff, and they'll be like, well, that's weird. Why are they playing? So that's a blah 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 song, and I'm like, it's because they wrote it. That's like what this whole thing is.
It's kind of what we're doing here.
And sometimes the songwriter sings it better, man. They deliver it better too. I've talked about Chris.
Well, because it's them.
Like, it's their story.
Their story. Yeah.
That's cool.
I mean, no one ever is gonna sing a song that I wrote, like I would sing it.
Mm-hmm.
So when you go into making albums or making records, do you have a game plan or like a map for these, or do you just kind of just go in and kind of just wing what you're doing at the time?
I think it depends on if it's for me or if it's for someone else, and whether it's like the type of co-write, how many people are in the room. But if it's for me, a lot of times it's just kind of playing around, and you kind of are just like interacting or conversing with whoever is in the right with you, and all of a sudden something will light bulb, but from what someone said or a story of something happened in the last weekend or whatever, and it's usually really organic. I don't go into a lot of writes being like, this is what I'm going to write about, because a lot of times it makes it harder because it's kind of forcing it a little bit. So that's why also, like, you go in and it could be an organic conversation that it stems from, or everyone pulls up, their note sections. They're like, oh, I thought of this the other day. Like, is this hitting with anybody? Or, I wrote this down. Does that mean anything to anybody else? Or, whatever. And it just becomes, like a collaborative thing. And that's why like co-writes are my favorite thing, because I just love seeing how other people work and what their process is. And I feel like the more different people that you write with, the better songwriter you become, because you kind of like are a sponge.
Totally feel that. I love that. So you just released a new song, "Can I Call?" It's been about 3 years since your last albums came out. What's going to happen with 2022 for you? I mean, what you got? What's in the works? Any live shows? Any more new music? What are you working on?
Yeah. So 2021, we dropped Something Like That, which was the first single I'd released in 3 years, which was crazy. And I mean, it was the pandemic that really kind of forced that, because touring stopped, and I took a second and was like, where am I going to put this energy? And then it hit me that I hadn't released music in 3 years, and I was like, wow, that's awful. So just like so caught up in touring and whatever, you just forget. It's just like becomes just the new normal. And so I called Will and his brother, and I was like, I haven't released music in 3 years. Like, what do you guys think about doing a project with me? And they were like, absolutely. And so we did my whole new EP, the three of us in their house during the pandemic, during quarantine.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're like two of the most talented people I've ever met in my entire life. Like the ultimate duo. Like,
I love that.
Production, everything. They play all the instruments. It's crazy. So Will and I, we wrote all the songs for my EP, and Sterling produced them all, and now we're slowly trickling them to everybody. And last year was Something Like That, and then Can I Call was just last week, and it's a duet between Will and I. It's the last one we wrote for the project, and in I think May, the whole EP will be out.
Nice. I love this song too. I always try to listen to the music of the artist before the show just to kind of get my game face on. I was stuck on that song today. I
hope you didn't cry.
I love it. I love we're just trying to connect the songs too. And that was just one that I'm like, you know what? I can't wait to talk to her just to kind of see. Tell me a little bit about the backstory real quick before we move on to our sponsored section of the night. The backstory, Can I Call, where that song came from for you? Because I am going to play, if you guys are listening, wait till after the credits tonight. You will get to hear a little bit of Can I Call. So
perfect. Yeah. So Can I Call was like I said, it was the last one we wrote for the project. And we knew we wanted it to be a duet. And then actually Sterling came out of the shower and was like singing along. He's like, I thought of this concept, and he like started singing a little bit of the Can I Call You, like that kind of thing. And
best thoughts come from power, I tell you.
Yes, that's what we said, and we were like, wait, that's our duet. Like let's do that. And then it morphed into being about a long distance relationship. Will and I had both been in long distance relationships before in life, and so we were kind of like, okay, well, let's compare notes and what's sucked for you in your long distance relationship. But it just sort of turned into this whole EP is kind of really getting down to just simple concepts, which I love, because I feel you kind of get away from those a little bit now. But it's basically, if you miss someone and you love them, and that's your loved one, and you want to call them and tell them that, just do it. Like, if you can't be with them, just call them. And I think it adds another layer of, a lot of people aren't like calling people on the phone.
Yeah.
To connect.
Yeah, it's all texting and DMing and all the things, which obviously everyone does, but there's just something different about hearing someone's voice on the other end. And we kind of wanted to just highlight how important it is in long distance relationships to have the communication and just like tell the person how you feel and tell them that you miss them. And it's it turned into Can I Call, and we love it so much, and we shot a video for it last week. So
I love
that's
that.
exciting.
Ooh, I can't wait to see that video.
Yeah,
Video coming out soon.
Yes.
All right. Cannot wait for that. That's awesome. All right. We're going to move on to our Powered by Pod Deck segment of the night. I pulled a couple cards earlier. The first one was, which year from college was your favorite and why?
Well, obviously the year I graduated because, but I would say my freshman year, only because I came in to a team that had won a national championship the year before, and the expectations were very high. And we ended up winning national championship my freshman year, and I just feel like that's just crazy to me to go into college and win everything your first year in. And we, mostly because the Frozen Four was in Lake Placid, and my coach was Mark Johnson, and that was the first time he had been back to Lake Placid since Miracle on Ice.
Nice.
And so we got to like experience that with him. And after we won, he waited till after we won, and he told us that we were in the locker room that they were in when they won.
Oh.
Yeah, in 1980. And so he's crying, we're crying, it's like this whole thing. And
dude, that's history.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It was something, it's a once in a lifetime thing. And just experiencing that with him was crazy. And then, that was our second year in a row winning. And so we got nominated for an ESPY, and we got to meet the president, and just like, it was just all of these things that are just bucket list items. Yeah. And so having that be my freshman year was just mind blowing.
That's awesome.
That's crazy.
That's a cool story. That is really cool. So while you're traveling, what has been the most sentimental souvenir you have brought back with you? So I'm sure when you were at Wisconsin, you probably were out and about many different states, many different towns. What was one of the coolest things maybe you picked up or most sentimental that you brought back that you still have?
Oh my gosh. So this is embarrassing. But it's still at my parents' house to this day, it hangs in my bedroom. I collect spoons.
Okay. Spoons.
No, it's not embarrassing.
No, that's cool.
Like the commemorative,
the collectors, like the little collector spoons. Yeah.
Yes. So I've never said this out loud before. I collect those, and I have like a whole thing in my bedroom and this thing that hangs on the wall, and they're all like
a whole setup. They're all displayed.
Well, there you go. Anyway, if you guys are ever going out to a Alana show, you got to bring a spoon, man.
Bring me a spoon of the city that we're in or something cool, and I will cherish it.
That's awesome.
That's a cool story. That's cool. That's a really cool story. So, all right. Our next segment, what we're going to do is called Connecting Memories with Melodies. I got 4 songs, about maybe 5 seconds or so that we're going to play. The first memory you have with this song, we'll talk about for a quick second. Let's see. Okay. Go ahead and hit that green one. Where do you hear this song? Fall Out Boy, man. Sugar, we're going down. What are you thinking?
It reminds me of high school. Which is aging me, so maybe cut that out. It reminds me of my friend group in Atlanta, and my friends Jordan and Maggie, their wedding last year. Our whole friend group in Atlanta, we all just raged to that stuff for some reason. It's just like I don't even know, like that, and like Blink-182. Like I said, whenever those like classics come on, we go crazy. And my favorite memory is being at their wedding and the DJ playing like a string of that vibe, and everyone just going crazy. And it was pouring down rain, and we had lost power in the tent, but we were just going crazy.
I love that. All right, go ahead and hit that yellow one. You're gonna like this one. Rob Thomas, Lonely No More. When you hear this one, where does it take you?
Oh my gosh, these take me back. Wow.
That's why I try to find around high schoolish songs to see.
Yeah, you know what? The first thing I think of is the cover art for that album. I don't know why. I feel like he was like in his prime and like was looking hot.
Yes.
That's
yes.
her favorite drop, Thomas.
It's because you had CDs back then. So you would have the CD and you look through the CD book, right? And the pictures and all the lyrics. Yeah. That's totally why.
For some reason, as soon as it started playing, the first picture in my head was the cover of that CD.
He's amazing.
And his little short haircut with like this little spiky haircut, and he's just like,
I love that.
So good. Oh.
All right, let's go to the green one. Hit that green one real quick. Some Trisha. So where's this taking you?
Oh, my mom. That song, that's actually crazy that you picked that. So that song is the song that my mom and I would just blast and scream at the top of our lungs and sing together. We still do.
Such a good song.
Whenever it plays, whenever it plays, she always looks at me and she's always like,
she knows it's going to be a duet very soon.
Yeah, she's like, we're going to do it. Yeah.
That's a good memory, though. That's awesome.
I love that. All right, the last one.
She's going to be like, Alana, remember when you were younger and you would play the Trisha, she's in love with the boy, all that stuff.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. We must have put that over you. Go ahead and say that again one more time.
Oh, no, it's just reminding me of like my mom we'll be talking about songs or different songs I add to my sets and stuff. She's like, remember when you were younger and you're just doing it, like she's in love with the boy stuff and the Martina stuff. She's like, well, why don't you bring those back? And I'm like, well,
maybe one day, Mom.
Just for you, Mom.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to play that last one real quick. Go ahead and play that last one.
Still my biggest fan.
Look at your mom. So when you hear this song, man, where does it take you?
I'm pushing high. This brings back to high school too, and I used to scream this one at the top of my lungs. I actually remember I used to practice like my belt with this song because, and I just, oh my gosh, I remember being in my Jeep in high school and like just like I'm just like going to town. I'm just like at the end, just who I am, just like great.
That song's a classic. I mean, that was a huge song. I love that.
See, that stuff I grew up on, and I'm just like that era of country music just makes me so happy.
It was like feel good music, right? Like sing along, feel good. Yep, totally agree. All those girls.
You know what also that song reminds me of for some reason? You remember Shadaisy?
Yeah.
So good.
I haven't heard that. I haven't heard that.
I haven't heard that name in years.
So good.
I've not heard that name in a minute. All right, well, before we let you go, we wrap things up. We have a little game we like to play. It's called our hot seat. So we put about 60 seconds on the clock with some background music. And first thing that comes to your mind as you're doing, this is a fun one. The first CD or vinyl you ever purchased. Vinyl you ever purchased.
Christina Aguilera.
Nice. One song you wish you would have wrote. Ooh, I
Tin
love
Man.
that one. Well, who has the best pizza you ever had?
Oh, Toppers in Wisconsin. You got to get and it's not even pizza. It's the late night cheese sticks, all the sauces. And everyone, if you're in Wisconsin or surrounding area, you know what I'm saying when I say get the Topper sticks, okay?
Oh, boy, it works at the Toppers in Kenosha. I'm going to be like, hey, you got to give me these sticks,
Well, now I feel like I need to have
Listen, the Topper sticks, extra cheese, all the sauces, and thank me later.
All right, I'm going to do this. The strangest thing you've ever seen in the middle of the road.
Strangest thing I've ever seen in the middle of the road. I've seen a lot of weird things being on the road. Actually, just today I saw a porta potty just in the middle of I-40.
That's natural.
It was just sitting there. Everyone was just going around it. No one was doing anything about it. Everyone was just like it was normal.
What if anybody was in it?
I said, well, no one hits that because
right, Abby.
Not gonna be good.
What was the first car you ever owned?
My first car I ever owned myself or
First car
drove.
First car you ever drove. What did you have when you were
my
16?
first ever car was a olive green Jeep Grand Cherokee.
Nice.
That I got from my parents in high school.
All right. Did she have a name?
She was cute. She was really cute. She was cute. She had really comfy seats. She fit my goalie bag in the trunk.
Oh, yeah. What's one thing people buy that you think is a waste of money?
How long do you
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
The list is literally endless.
So think of all your first
Except
dates
I'm guilty though.
or any first dates you had, and give me one of your most memorable first dates. Where did you go on a first date?
One of my most memorable first dates is not a good date. One of my most memorable first dates is I went on a date with a guy, and he basically I was his therapist through dinner, and he was talking to me about how he wanted my advice on how to like fix things with his ex.
Oh, bad.
And I was like, what?
That's like
He's like, yeah, what do you,
Did I not get the
what do you
memo?
think we should? Yeah, he's like, what do you think we should do? Well, what do you think? And I'm like, I'm not.
That was my.
Are we? So we're on it. So we're on a date, right? Like, this is the first time I've ever met you. I don't. It was just it was so confusing. I sat there the whole time like, wow.
At least you made it
no,
through
I'm sure
the
you guys will figure it
end.
out.
You didn't bail. I mean, hey,
Well, I mean, it was free. I got free dinner.
Yeah.
So
You might have-
nice.
and you probably got ready for it,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
why
drink
waste like a
I
good,
got- Yeah, like I got free dinner. I mean, if he wouldn't have paid for dinner, I would have had to charge him for his therapy session.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, right.
like, it was a nice trade-off. Yeah, and then he asked if I wanted to watch Disney movies with him, and I was like, I have to go.
call your mom.
Yeah, he
Call your
probably,
mom.
I gotta
he
go.
probably would have been crying through him. So
Yeah, gotta go. Not trying to watch Lion King with you right now.
the circle of life, baby. No.
No, not
So, what TV
That's
show
not
or
where I'm
game
at.
show would you want to host?
host or beyond.
Host. If you could host any TV show or game show, what would it be?
Ooh, I do love Survivor.
Oh,
I love Survivor.
No one can replace Jeff, but maybe like a co-host type situation,
Like a guest host, right?
yeah.
guest host,
Do that.
guest
Could do
host. Yes, just so I could just drop little. I just want to go in and just.
Stir it. Yeah. I want to hide. I want to hide an idol
I don't.
Oh yes,
and make it, drop
know.
hints.
Yours would be way too easy. Like, we literally got a lockbox for our kids' phones. She's like, you'll never guess the password. The first guess. Those 3 digits. The first guess. I got it. I'm like, dude.
Oh, that was my family too when we were younger. When I was like
Whatever.
10 or 11, the like safe word, if the alarm goes off and they call, they ask you for like the passcode or whatever.
Yeah.
My parents made it hockey.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Because nobody would
I'm
guess
not-
hockey, right? Coming from a hockey family.
I'm like, they're like, well, we didn't want you guys to forget. I'm like, what? So then the alarm goes off and it's going crazy and we're sleeping and the alarm goes off for some reason. I don't know if it was like an animal or whatever. We go downstairs and my parents are looking everywhere and they're like freaking out because the guy's on the phone. They can't remember the passcode. And I'm like, it wakes me up and I go downstairs. I'm literally like 11. I'm at the top of the stairs. I'm like, what are you guys doing? They're like, the alarm, we got it at the passcode. I'm like, you literally made it hockey so we wouldn't forget.
That sounds like my mom and dad.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm like, can you guys figure this out? I'm like, it's loud.
Yeah.
I mean,
Get this thing turned off. I gotta go back
Write it
to bed.
down. Write it down.
Yeah.
So
But then they would
Nuts.
probably put the label on that's what my parents would do. They'd probably like label it
On
on
the
the alarm system so they don't forget it.
Yeah.
that
So.
was
Just a tad kind of
Yeah, it works.
oh boy,
Yeah.
what is your favorite microwavable food?
Oh my goodness. Microwaves. I mean nachos.
Ooh, dude, I never thought about that. Making some nachos. We've had some good answers. That might be our best one so far.
Yeah.
I'm liking some nachos.
Mm-hmm.
Not a hot pocket. Normally, a hot pocket has been our number one answer.
That'd be good dinner.
Hot pocket is solid. Nachos are good because you can you got to do the double layer.
Yeah.
You can add whatever you
I
want.
remember
to
making
the
like
top.
homemade nachos back in the day. That was good.
Exactly.
Ooh, man, I might have to go back and get me some snacks.
Mhm.
So the last one before we let you go, you talked about 2 national championships, me and the president. You're getting to do some really cool stuff in and around Nashville in the music world. But what is on your music bucket list? What's something that you want to achieve? Maybe a venue you want to play, or just maybe a chart position you want to be on, or something that you want to do. What is something that you, at the end of the day, will make you feel successful?
This is a very similar answer to the what things do people buy that I think are useless. The list is very, very long. I mean, there's so many things I want to do. So many things. The people I want to be in co-writes with. Obviously, like the simple, easy answers are, the award shows and playing the awards, winning awards, that kind of stuff. But for me, I just want to be in a position where as many people as possible can hear my music.
Okay.
And whatever that means or whatever comes with that is what I want.
I love that. Definitely. 'Cause, I mean, hey, anybody that can connect with it, the more you can get it out there.
Yeah.
And dude, we'll be waving that flag for you. Anytime you release anything new, we'll make sure we share it and get it out there for
Yeah,
you.
for
We
sure.
love talking with you tonight.
So much.
Man, it's been awesome. It's been a long time coming.
I'm
waiting
so
for
glad
this.
we got
Yeah.
rescheduled because I was so bummed.
Well, because we had the
this was so
Wisconsin,
nice.
a little bit of the Wisconsin connection and everything else. I really love that to be able to sit down and talk with you. So it's really cool.
I know we all have the same accent.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. We spent
So
5
true.
years in Mississippi, so we had a little bit of a southern accent when we came back, but
Yeah.
I don't know. The cheese and the cheese curds came right back real quick. Did you have a favorite beer? when
Oh,
you
you betcha.
Dude, I was
Spotted
hoping
Cow.
you'd say that.
How could you not? Almost.
That's what back when I
Absolutely.
still did.
There's people down here like, oh, we have cheese curds. I'm like, you have not had a cheese curd.
No.
Okay.
So
We live really close to the broth stop in Kenosha, so we used to go up there. But yeah, I used to have Spotted Cow on tap in the basement. So back in my drinking days,
Yeah.
I loved it.
Well, I mean, that's at Wisconsin. They just teach you how to. That's like a course.
yeah.
Yeah, we're like a mile from state line, so I just go to the state line right there, pick me up a 6-pack of Spotted Cow.
Golden.
Yeah.
That tends to be our when we give gifts from
Yep.
our area is Spotted Cow.
Yeah. Or people are like,
Oh, I mean, yeah.
coming to hang out.
'Cause you can't get it.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You can only get it in Wisconsin. So, well, if I ever come back to Nashville, which will be there in a couple weeks, and you want some Spotted Cow, you let me know.
We'll bring you.
Oh my gosh.
We'll
Yes.
bring a case with us next time we come down.
Yeah, and let me know when you guys are going to be here, and I'll let you know if I'm playing.
Yeah,
for sure.
We're going to be down. Well, it's going to be March 26th and 27th. So, March 27th, we have a writer's round
So
at
we're
Live
hosting-
Oak
Mhm.
that we're hosting.
Oh,
So-
cool. Is that what day of the week
It's a
is that?
Sunday,
Sunday.
Sunday afternoon. Yeah,
Okay, so I should be. Yeah, I should. Be
yeah.
in
So
town.
we're coming in the
So
night
I'll be playing
before.
Friday and Saturday.
So we're gonna be here March 26th, and then March 27th is the
It's
round.
the writers round
So,
at Live Oak. Yep.
Yeah. So if you're in town,
Oh, yeah,
swing
cool.
by, come say hi. Hey, and if you're coming down,
Of
let me
course.
know. I'll bring some Spotted Cow with us.
Oh my gosh, yeah, no, I'll totally come.
All right.
I play Fridays and Saturdays when I'm in town,
Okay.
so Sundays I'm.
Well, I'll reach out to you and find out where you're playing on Saturday. We'll have to swing in if you're out in town playing. We'll definitely swing in and say hey.
Yeah,
That'd be awesome.
absolutely.
Well, Alana, thank you so much for rescheduling and having this show with us. It was an
my God.
amazing interview. I had fun tonight. This
Yeah, I
was a
did too.
blast.
That's fun.
Me too.
So, but anywhere you guys want to find her is going to be in the show notes, all the links everywhere. Do you have any final words before we let you go tonight?
Not really. Follow me. Keep up with everything. Alana McCready music across the board, and go listen to Can I Call?
All right. We definitely listen after our closing outro tonight. We're going to play a little clip of it for you guys so you guys can hear it. So, Alana, thank you so much for joining us tonight. And like I said, we're going to be waving that flag for you as long as you put out your music. We'll be there for you.
Thank you so much.
We'll talk soon, Alana. Take care.
Bye. Take care.
You too. Bye.
That was fun. I had a blast.
Oh my God. So she was so sweet.
Dude. So you guys,
I'm so glad we were able to reschedule.
You and hockey players didn't like each other, huh? All right.
Yeah, and for exactly the reason that she said.
You guys would tear
when
up
we
the
would
ice.
Jump and stuff, we would pick the ice. Yeah,
that is hilarious.
and have to go out and patch it.
But yeah, Christy ended up with a no.
Sorry, Christy ended up.
Jake ended up with a hockey player. Because your brother was the figure skater. That's why I remember when we planned this show.
We tried getting the boys to play hockey too, and they just we're having it.
I remember texting Christy. I'm like, have you ever heard of Alana McCready? She's a goalie for Wisconsin. She's like, no, yeah. I'm like, I figured maybe your family would have known for sure, being around the hockey world. But oh well, so
much fun.
Crazy week this week, busy week. The next 2 days will be something interesting. And coming into season 6, we're gonna be wrapping up season 5 here. With season 6, we're gonna be having a couple special guests coming on that is out of the music world, but more in the ADHD realm and everything else. Because the next 2 days, we're actually going to doctors for Jackson to check out his 7, maybe see if we need to put him on medication, whatever, for ADHD. So. Definitely something we've been checking out lately, and like I said, I just feel like I'm looking in the mirror. So I don't know. Yeah,
just trying to do what's best for our kiddo. Yeah, help him out.
Definitely. I mean, if you have ever had ADD or ADHD or struggled with that as a kid or anything else, you know exactly what he's probably going through. So, and I go through it all the time. I mean, I'm sure you can see it on the show sometimes, and this and that, and. I never stop. I'm always swaying or moving or doing something. So it's interesting. But I know when we sat down with his teacher and had his parent-teacher conference, I felt like my parents. I felt like I was hearing exactly about me. So I know exactly what this kid's going through. And it's hard to focus. I mean, you want to be coloring, you want to be doodling, you want to be doing this or that. And squirrel, you're off this way.
Yeah, he's an artistic child. He likes to create. He's a creator. That's for sure. He is your son.
Check out his YouTube channel. It's pretty funny.
He is a creator, but yeah, we need to help him.
Create the kid his own YouTube channel. He has videos and 4,000 views. I'm like, dude, you're making your dad look bad here. Come on, man.
No, he's a good kid.
So I love it. But yeah, if you are parents out there and you got to deal with that with young kids or anything else, definitely
check out our guests.
Yeah, check out these guys coming out. But like I said, always
one of them is a child psychiatrist.
Yeah, I can't wait for him.
And the other one is a counselor, right?
I think so. I got
both in adolescent.
We moved one up into May, so one's gonna be in May. We moved him up a little bit, so I'm excited for that. Jordan Toma, I think.
We're excited to learn.
You know, we always find these little quirky guys on. I don't want to say quirky, but these guys on TikTok and stuff. To be honest with you, and it's kind of crazy how a little app a couple years ago has really changed the game a lot and introduced us to people. I know I've had a handful of guests that I found on TikTok that I brought on the show and just been amazing people. Yeah, Jen, definitely. See, I when I was a kid, I know she's saying her daughter, but it does go undiagnosed a lot. I had it as a kid, and then for a while, I felt like it kind of went away for a while, and it really came back probably the last 5 years or so. Pretty bad. I
think in boys too, because boys will be boys, and we did that. It was like that for Jackson for a while too. I'm like, oh, he's just a busy kid.
Yeah, but
he really does. He cannot focus. The poor kid.
No,
we're doing math, and he's like, oh, there's a spider on the ceiling. You're like, focus. So we're trying to.
I wonder if we do.
We're both learning. I'm learning because I don't know if I
do an intervals like 20 minutes of homework, 10 minutes of hey, be creative type thing.
Yeah, we're trying to give him some creative outlets.
No. I have to figure some things out.
Ways to express himself.
So we'll have to tell you guys the outcome next week when we're on the show. But the next couple of days we are going to be meeting with some doctors and having him evaluated and see how things go.
Yeah.
And just see anything to help the kid out, man. Start doing a little better in school and bring it together. Yeah. Dude, yeah. It develops. Jen saying her daughter had it before kindergarten. Yeah. It develops at a young age. Jackson's 7 going on 8 in May. So, but Another exciting thing is we're, as a lot of you guys know that watch or listen to this show, we are huge and diehard Eric Church fans. We have been. Look behind us for years, and that's probably how you guys discovered the show or heard about us is through that. But Friday night is actually going to be a pretty cool night for me. It's my 170th show, which is interesting. But we're taking the kids to their first. We planned the end of this tour was going to be Madison Square Garden. It was going to be the kids' first show, Jackson's birthday, but plans changed, and we're going to take them a little bit earlier. So I'm really excited for this. It's something that we've been to a few other shows, but as a dad and having your favorite artist and taking your kid to see their favorite artist will be fun. So Green Bay, we're coming to visit y'all this weekend. Like we were telling Alana, we can't wait to get out there and see how things work, and especially for having 2 kids there. I don't know. It'll be interesting.
I picture me in the back on the floor with sleeping kids.
No, we'll see. We'll figure it out.
Or with at least Avery sleeping.
Well, if anything, you just take the car and go back to the hotel, and I'll Uber it back, or I'll find a ride back after the show.
I think Jackson will enjoy it.
Yeah.
I think that it might be. I worry about the sensory, like the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
He gets nervous around a lot of people.
We'll
so
see.
that
We
makes
can get
me
there a decent hour.
worry.
Maybe we'll try to get up a little bit closer. We're in the soul pit, so I'm excited for this. Be interesting to see.
Means nothing to me. I don't know what the soul. Which one's better?
Or
they're all pretty good, huh?
I think soul's a little better than the heart. I don't know. Depends on wherever they come in and out of. Wherever they come in and out of is pretty cool.
I'm excited. So. I think the first couple of hours or hour or so will be fun.
Yep. If you guys are Eric Church fans, make sure you head over to gainingfastonmemphis.com. Click the little media tab. I wrote a cool little article or review about the show in Chicago. Honestly, one of my favorite shows I've seen. I said top 10. It might be in top 5 for me. The way he chronological his singles in order from the first to the end. Yeah.
It's nice to hear the older songs because those are the songs that like
Sean was with me, and Sean hasn't been to a show since 2008. So it's cool for him to see. Like, it felt like he was showcasing his career. Yeah. Wow. So it just felt like he showcased his career from the first single all the way up and then circled back around. But dude, the entrance, like literally, like when I was a kid in the 90s, I went to a handful. I feel like at that and Bulls games.
Yeah, and I feel like that entrance was like every sports entrance for like kids.
It was funny that my friend that I brought, Sean.
Like that's the song I played for Jackson when he went out for basketball. Remember?
Oh yeah. And the very first time I ever stepped foot in the United Center was with Sean for a Bulls game back when he broke his leg.
Oh really?
So the very first time I'm seeing Eric Church, my good friend Sean's with us, and the lights go out, and all of a sudden the Bulls music starts playing that used to play in the 90s when the intro was coming out. I'm like, what is going on here? And go figure, Church is from North Carolina. So the announcer came on, and I don't know, man. You guys head over to
it's the same guy.
I don't know. Head over to Eric's social media pages. You guys will see a video from that. Just awesome.
It's on our page too, isn't it?
Yeah, but his is a lot better. It shows better angles. I don't have all that fancy stuff at his shows. So, but yeah, thank you guys. If you're still hanging on, thank you guys for hanging on and listening with us tonight. We had a blast, a great show with Alana McCready. Just thank you guys for joining us. Joining us tonight, episode 122. It's trucking along, y'all. We will be live in Nashville for episode 125, Sunday, March 27th. So come join us if you guys can. It's in the afternoon. It's free. Just tons of songwriters joining. It's just gonna be a great time.
Good afternoon.
So, but thanks for joining us. Like I said, on episode 122 with Alana McCready, the passion for music and the way she connects with lyrics set Alana in a world all of her own. I want to wish Alana nothing but the best. I can't wait to see what she does in 2022. I know it's just gonna be amazing stuff. So, but don't forget to catch up on everything you missed from tonight and past episodes over at gainingfastonmemphis.com. And next week, we got a great show. We might have another show in between. We got to see. We have another show on standby because we got to squeeze one more in before the 27th. And we have a really cool guest that might be coming on, but we can't announce it just yet. But next week, join us on Monday because we're going to have some really, really cool stories with our guests. So we'll see you guys then.
The Gainin' Fast on Memphis podcast with Aaron Shriver is brought to you by Arlo Revolution. As we close the book on another chapter, remember, music gives a soul to the universe, wings to the mind, flight to the imagination, and life to everything. Next week, Aaron connects more melodies and memories with other fans and the artists they love. Thanks for being a part of this musical journey, and we'll see you next time on the Gainin' Fast on Memphis podcast with Aaron Shriver.